Reasonable Crashouts 3. Now, I don't know what happened to 1 and 2. Probably should have watched those first. Now that I'm thinking about it. I've also just been doom scrolling TikTok for about half an hour before watching this. So if I input nothing into this reaction and I just sit here and mong out, it's because I've already fried the dopamine in my brain before watching this YouTube video. So this YouTube video is going to feel like shit because I've just swiped and you can't swipe on a YouTube video. Okay, let's get right into it. I'll shout out Waves, by the way. We'll like the video beforehand. And the video's muted. Mint. And I've skipped the video. Fuck.
Yes!
And that's from Chicken Little. I remember that. Holy just opened up a whole new era of film. I watched Grown Ups 1 and 2 the other night. For like the first time since like 2015. Pretty sure there's a third Grown Ups coming out, isn't there? Not sure if that's going to hit the spot. But, oh, they're such good films, bro. And there's so many rockets in those films. Fucking Greg's like girlfriend at the end where she's wearing the short pixie cut, Salima, whatever her name is. Oh my god.
So we have returned to the infamous series of reasonable crash outs. I once again want to say I appreciate everybody who's tapped into these videos because they went dumb, stupid, crazy. We were going 2 for 2 with these. It's mad. And I really do want to turn this into a crazy series where I can talk about a bunch of different characters from everywhere. So hopefully we can keep getting some motion on these. Now I've done some parading, some researching, and a lot of information gathering to find some more people to cover and why them acting a certain type of way was just making sense. How bugging out and going crazy for these characters was justified at the moment, and how we can look at some of these characters and really relate to them. And trust me, when
I think of a reasonable crash out beforehand. Tony Stark in Civil War, Bucky killing his dad. Reasonable crash out. A reasonable crash out's got to be when someone that's not really supposed to crash out is supposed to crash out. I don't know. I only think of Tony Stark right now.
I say there's a bunch of times these moments happen that we can all agree had to happen, and I've selected a certain few today.
Oh, Killmonger. I know I'm just bringing up Marvel, but that's kind of my whole filmography. Alright, I'm not some letterbox nerd that watches fucking Philip DeFranco, Markov and Polo filmed on a 3000 film camera from the 1960s, and you don't understand the articularity of the juxtaposition of the... You know what I'm trying to say? There's just those absolute knobheads
to add to the league. So without further yapping, let's get into it, man. And we are starting with one of the greatest MCU characters of all time, the man who pioneered the whole entire generation of Marvel movies and is straight up practically the Godfather. And
Iron Man.
I'm speaking about none other than the invincible Iron
Man. What can I say? I'm good. I may or may not have sent a thumbnail before watching this video, which reminded me of a reasonable crash out.
Man. Now hopefully we can all agree as a collective, Iron Man has one of the most reasonable crash outs of all time, and there's no arguing, it's impossible. I can understand the whole divide between being a team Cap and a team Iron Man throughout the whole of Civil War, whether that be you were just against the Sokovia Accords or you were just team Iron Man because Spider-Man was there. We ain't judging, man, we ain't judging.
I was team Iron Man just because Spider-Man was there. Hey on the rules. Hey everyone. I keep trying to do an American accent, thinking like, oh, I might get cast in for like Spider-Man in like 5 years' time. But to be fair, Tom Holland got casted for Spider-Man when he was like 16, and I'm now 20. I keep forgetting that I'm not just like a little teenager anymore, and my life's actually flying before my eyes, and I keep...
But I understand both perspectives and how people can lean one way or the other. And I want to start off by saying I am not agreeing with the Sokovia Accords. I don't believe in giving the government the ability to ever have control over superheroes. This is not the boys universe, bro. You mean to tell me if a city is getting leveled, I gotta ask you for permission before I go? Shut the hell up, man. What are you talking about? And then if they needed me for some shit saying the president needs you to jump, I'm supposed to ask how high? What? Bro, I swear, if I was a superhero, I would crash out of the government. I've mentioned before, the government are always the stupidest people in all superhero movies. They're all haters.
Yeah, no, I think everyone agrees with Cap before, but then you also understand Tony's side of it, because he's like put a suit of armor around the world, which is what like Ultron was supposed to do. But getting the government involved in it is, yeah, because the government's always depicted as like, and like S.H.I.E.L.D. are always depicted as just like massive assholes in the Marvel universe. It kind of makes sense because they just have their own like personal agendas. But then the crash out at the end, spoiler, this film came out like 10 years ago now. Literally, Civil War came out a decade ago. Holy fuck, that's depressing. However, yeah, it's like you're kind of on Cap's side, but then you understand Tony, but then obviously he knew that he killed his dad. So
reminds me of Lex Luthor in the late Superman movie, because low-key, this guy was a D1 level hater. He was button mashing, talking about 1A, 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 1A. The guy was a sicko, man. However, the whole difference between Iron Man and Captain America's standpoints are just very personal to each of them. Iron Man just saw what people with power were doing with his technology throughout his entire trilogy, selling weapons to mass governments, which in turn caused a bunch of casualties and destruction among a lot of people, which probably swayed him more to aligning himself to the government. And after everything that happened in Sokovia and all the problems Ultron caused, which Iron Man held himself accountable for since he even brought up the idea of Ultron, it just made sense. And at the time, it just flipped a switch in him, saying that heroes in general need to take more accountability for their actions and be held responsible. Whereas Captain America, somebody who stood behind the government working for them and completing loads of missions for them, just saw how they were corrupted with groups like Hydra infiltrating giant groups like S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Winter Soldier, and seeing what they did to Bucky, which just showed him that he couldn't.
Yeah, so that's why Civil War is top 5 Marvel films of all time. But then again, I like all the Avengers films. I would say, hear me out. Endgame, apart from the final scene in Endgame, obviously the portal scene, you would have seen this if you saw my hot takes video. Endgame is the worst Avengers movie. Captain America Civil War is a Captain America movie. It's an Avengers movie. Ooh, Infinity War, Avengers, Civil War, Ultron, Endgame. Judge me on that.
And trust him at all, making him have a whole mindset of just operating off the freedom of doing it themselves and keeping saving the world amongst other heroes. Both of these arguments make sense, and I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't hate on you if you were on one side or the other. But I do think at times in the movie, and that's shown throughout the entire MCU, let's be real now, Iron Man was not gonna go through with the Accords like that, man. I mean, like I said earlier, even though Iron Man was swinging more to the government side, he was still the same guy who wouldn't listen to anybody if they told him to do something crazy. Like when they tried to take his suits in Iron Man 2 and bro was just straight up airing them. Or even near enough to the end of Civil War when Steve breaks into the rough to break everybody out on his side. Tony gets a call from General Ross to come defend him, but he just sends this man straight to voicemail. So really and truly, this kind of made Iron Man's whole ideology of even following the Accords throughout the entire movie useless. And why would he follow it fully? He's Iron Man. His whole personality is never really following the rules like that, I'll be real. But truthfully, I wouldn't say it's useless unless I didn't think Iron Man was doing it for more of an important reason. Let me open your eyes here, let me explain. I really and truly believe to some extent that Iron Man was more on the side of the Sokovia Accords and Civil War being approved was because he wanted to keep the Avengers together. Like in the hangar scene before they're about to scrap, Tony then says you're gonna come because it's us. He didn't have no motivational speech planned.
Yeah, no, Tony needed the Avengers. The Avengers were everything to Tony. They were everything. And they just let him walk away. Nah, they ruined it, bro. And then the whole world, everyone dies because the Avengers broke up pretty much.
Or even some quick quip.
Well, actually, no. No, even if the Avengers were together when Thanos, like, bopped about. I don't think, maybe. Because maybe someone could have, literally, Star-Lord is the reason everyone died. When he asked about killing Gamora, when he punched him, Spider-Man literally has the glove off, bro. Oh my god. I understand it's cinema. I understand it would be boring. But god, I would like to know if even if he got knocked out by Thanos like a punch and then everything else happened. Because Star-Lord was literally doing nothing. Obviously, actually he was, because he was jumping through the portals and doing fun shit. But like, if he would have got knocked out literally the moment before, he's just stood there having a convo with, oh my god, and then he punches him and it knocked. Fuck's sake.
Or joke about taking this shit more seriously. Tony just straight up said how it was. He just wanted to keep the Avengers together rather than being labeled terrorists or just straight up villains. And this is what pulled me more to Iron Man's side. Because even though Captain America was making a really good case throughout the movie and literally being the only guy to read their codes to actually see what the hell they were getting themselves into, it's the way that Tony sees this as more keeping his family together and making sure all the man them are cool with each other. And plus, we all know damn well, even if they all signed it, they wouldn't have followed it anyway. What the hell are we talking about? Iron Man is the last person to take orders from anyone, remember that. But genuinely, the real reason why I'm Team Iron Man is because Captain America is a flipping snake.
Yeah, I was wondering when he was going to get to that, 100%.
There is no way in life, in the beauty of life and planet Earth itself, that I confidently would watch a flipping video of my parents getting murked. And you really think I'm not going to activate knowing the murderer is 2 steps away from me? Are you mad? Shut the hell up, man, and get out of my way. This is still one of the biggest debates people have today. Civil War came out 9 years ago and people still talk about this shit.
2016. Oh my god.
Years ago and people still talk about this shit. Bucky just standing there, just watching Tony watch the tape, knowing full well that he murked his parents. Even saying in the movie he remembers everyone. Even though it wasn't him, I couldn't give less of a shit, man. If I saw this tape, no hesitation, in 5 seconds, I'm gonna laser the shit out of Bucky, hit him with this 3-piece combo and a flipping foot dive. I'm telling you, regardless of the guy consciously committing the action or not, what sane individual would actually let the murderer of their parents go free? What the hell are we talking about here? If you
Oh, and it's just so brutal because Tony's obviously not going to win because it's 2v1 against two fucking super soldiers, even though he's beating the shit out of them for like ages. It's just a depressing fight. It's an insane fight scene, but it's so depressing.
If you were in Iron Man's shoes, the only thing on your mind, whether you are mentally stable or not, would undeniably be absolute fury, especially knowing the murderer's right next to you, you're taking a piss. We've seen moments like this.
Or the tension of that scene as well, because they build up and it's all in the cold. And then they're watching, and he's just like, "Did you know? Did you know?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Time and time again in Marvel movies, from Thor chopping off Thanos' head in Endgame because he violated the man in movie before, to Peter Quill absolutely shooting the shit out of Ego like he's Django for killing his mom. And all of these moments generally came from emotion. But then again, the crazy confrontation Tony had and his crash out against Bucky could have been avoided if Cap told the guy he killed his parents. Cap had so much time to tell this guy he murdered his parents. The gap between the Winter Soldier and Civil War in the MCU timeline is 2 years. So he had 2 years to tell him that, oh shit, Bucky killed your parents, man. But nah, he didn't tell him. And
yeah, I mean, but also, how'd you go about doing that? How? Also, how did Cap find out that he did it? Was it just like a bit of small talk, or was it like Bucky just opened up one day and he was like, Steve, I absolutely murked Howard Stark and his missus back in there. Your boy Iron Man, I murked their parents. Like, absolutely chefed them up, brutally strangled them to death. And then he just kept that, kind of an impossible situation, really.
Instead of just trying to subdue both Tony and Bucky, he just joins sides with Bucky and starts jumping this man. That's crazy.
That's a good point, actually. Sorry, I yawned. I feel like that should have been a thing, Cap just trying to break him up. Guess it wouldn't have been as interesting.
But it didn't matter, because Iron Man was handing them their asses in a fight. But then he lost because it's a Captain America movie, which is some bullshit, man. Just saying though, if you were a Team Cap or a Team Iron Man, I still respect you. I mean, the Accords don't make no sense. Hopefully we can all agree that was definitely some bullshit. But nonetheless, Tony was betrayed by his friend, his teammate, and all he wanted to keep the team together. And I can understand Cap's perspective on why he was pulling some of the crap in the movie. Bucky is his oldest friend, and he wanted to save him, but he was just dead wrong for how he went about it, thus betraying Tony, which wasn't the right move, even with...
when he just breaks the reactor, the suit's reactor, he doesn't kill him. Horrible. That scene, just even looking at this freeze frame is stressing me out.
Prior that he killed his parents, which he should have just told the guy in advance, so he probably wouldn't have reacted the way he did. Iron Man bugging out just made sense, and if I was put into his same position, I'm packing Bucky. I swear this man is finished. Now going on to my next crash out, we have one of the greatest superheroes of all time, somebody who took the role of being a hero professionally and wanted to be better. The man himself.
Invincible. He's not invincible. I'll be honest, I watched 2 episodes of Invincible and I stopped. Absolutely insane. Pete, first episode with Omni-Man killing all the heroes, unreal. I know that it's supposed to be really good. I just can't be asked to watch shows, and I'm gonna have to start watching shows if I want to start watching YouTube videos like this, because now I'm not going to understand what's going on. I don't know who's going to be the crash out here. Not Omni-Man. Is it going to be his son? I don't know.
Hello, Editing Jack here. For some reason, I'm in my garden whilst I'm editing this on my laptop. Yes, I know it's a struggle. I have to edit videos in my garden because it's so dangerous in the neighborhood of my house. I have to get as far away from the neighborhood. Point is, I'm on episode 5 of Invincible now. I might be on episode 6. I started rewatching it because my mate said he's not going to be friends with me if I don't continue to watch it. It is peak. I'm really hoping, give me a second, nobody spoil it for me, but if even Mark, the ginger girl that's absolutely Lang, and Mark, the main character, don't start cheating and he ditches the fucking soup kitchen gal that's really annoying, I might shit myself and then smother it all in my face and suffocate myself with my own poo, like whipping shit in a kettle. But yeah, I just wanted to chip in and say that I am watching it now, so I understand this video more whilst I'm editing it, which is pointless because should I just redo the reaction now? I'm not going to do that. It's fucking 9 o'clock at night.
Now let's just cut the shit. Mark has been Hold since season 1 of the show. He's always trying to do the right thing and be the hero he aspired to be. But somehow, some way, this guy gets into the most hater situations and gets his shit rocked 90% of the time. I'll be honest, before the end of season 3, Mark had...
Yo! Okie dokie.
Mark had way too much patience. Cause if it were me, we'd be fighting, bro. We'd be boxing. So let's go over some examples so I can just show you how every time Mark started going crazy or should have gone crazy, it would have made sense. When Mark was helping Titan overthrow Machine Head and saw this guy getting finessed and jumped by his lackeys, when he started backing him and throwing these hands, right after this, Battle Beast starts beating the shit out of him. And the crazy thing about this is that none of this shit mattered because Titan set him up to take over, literally putting the guy in a life or death situation for his own benefit. Just for him to get played again in season 3, getting put into another life or death situation. Hell no, man. Titan is on some kingpin shit. And even though he was practically asking Mark to do his job, he took advantage of this for his own benefit, using the guy, which ultimately almost got him killed twice. I'm bugging if this shit happened to me, I swear.
Oh my god, that is one of the most cursed freeze frames I think I might have ever seen, and I'm slightly scared, and I can't... Give me a second, I just want to...
And then we move on.
There we go. Okay, I can actually focus on what I'm talking about now. Yeah, I really... Should I even watch this? Is this just spoiling the whole of Invincible? Because I'm really confused what's going on.
They're talking about the hater himself, Angstrom Levy, who really and truly...
That's not a real character. They've just made a black man into the... What is that guy from Fantastic Four called? Oh, The Thing. Not The Rock. He's called The Thing. I completely forgot he was called The Thing. He looks like The Thing.
Who really and truly wasn't making sense once here. In his first appearance, where Mark came in and was thinking some crazy world-ending shit was going on when Angstrom was trying to create a whole hive mind between all of his alternate universe selves. When Mark was getting his ass jumped by all the different versions of the Mauler twins. That's when Angstrom decides to take off the helmet like a dumbass. And bear in mind, nobody was touching the machine, so his whole experiment could have kept going. So the guy decided to mess his own shit up. Then when the experiment fails and Angstrom fuses with all the rest of his different selves and goes ranting saying he's gonna kill Invincible. As much as the word accountability is lacking here, he was low-key kind of making some sense here. Since all the memories of all the different versions of him got put together in one place, now he can't detach the idea of Invincible being a villain from the only good ones across the entire multiverse, since every other version of Invincible is evil. So I was thinking at the time he's gonna crash out against every version of Invincible. And guess what? That shit never happened. This man, this criminal, targeted the only good Invincible across the entire multiverse. The man made it personal, beat the shit out of Debbie and was scaring the hell out of Oliver as a baby. Then when Invincible pulled up, Angstrom just starts kicking his ass across the entire multiverse. Every time he threw a different bang, it was a new dimension. Half the shit this guy...
Yeah, it does look peak. Well, I'm so confused.
Was doing the entire episode was just testing the man's patience. Then as soon as he mentioned, I'm gonna kill your family too, bro was cooked it and he got packed. Straight up, get this man a self-revive. He was finished. Then the next time we see Angstrom, this shit was the most diabolical mixed with stupid I've ever seen in my life, bro. The same guy who has all the memories and all the past traumas of all the other Angstroms who lost their Earths to Viltrumite rule by Marks across the different universes they come from, just starts moving on some the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shit and allies himself with different Invincibles. My God!
What plot line is going on right now?
Hey, they killed your families, bro. What? Angstrom hates the only good version of Mark so much, he just decided to work alongside the evil versions of himself who took way more from him than Invincible did. Where's the logic here? It wasn't making sense. And used the Marks to destroy and kill thousands of people to get at one person. Angstrom, man, what the hell are you doing? And when Mark started activating on this man, as soon as he could, bro was really gonna kill him. But he hesitated and Angstrom got away because he was lucky. Mark crashing out and this guy was just making sense. This man was hating for him.
What the fuck is this club?
That Angstrom got away because he was lucky. Mark crashing out.
Wouldn't mind the Dream 3. What the fuck's going on here? What's this show? I watched this show. Holy fucking hell. Is that the Lorax?
When this guy was just making sense. This man was hating for a mistake he made. Shit.
Also, I take back that thing about TikTok that I said earlier where like the video isn't stimulating enough because I've watched a load of TikTok. Holy shit, this man is not letting my eyes breathe.
He should have blamed the Mauler twins more since they were gonna kill Mark and that's what even got him to take off the helmet in the first place. But nah, he blames the hero. And this guy didn't even...
This has got to be a tiring voiceover. I respect this because like he's borderline shouting the whole time. It's not too loud because he's lowered the volume but up. This is an energetic voice. I've recorded 4 videos today. I'm absolutely fucking knackered. This must be horror.
Do as much as the other versions of him destroying planets and killing his own families and his children. Yeah, Angstrom wants to be on his bad side. Make it make sense, man. But we can't speak about Invincible without mentioning the demon himself, Conquest. And there are no words in the English dictionary to describe how heinous this guy is. The guy is the embodiment of what it means to truly be a sicko. That was Mark's final test before he decided he's gonna go full Batman and start beating the shit out of his enemies. Their fight was leveling cities, and whilst Mark was genuinely struggling, this fiend was enjoying enjoying every last bit of it. Bro couldn't get enough of absolutely whipping this man. He was getting turned on boxing with him and enjoyed every moment of fighting with this guy. This guy was doing heinous shit like smacking Oliver and spinning him like he's a Beyblade, blitzing Mark through whole cities, even worse than what Omni-Man did in Chicago, decimated Adam Eve, and just full on gave this guy one crazy traumatizing experience, causing Invincible to once again crash out and kill the guy. And I don't blame him for doing that.
I mean, I don't care. I've had it spoiled now. I'm not asked. Oh, shit. Why is bro, like, fully black? Has he been burnt? Not what I'm saying that because he was obvious, or is that blood? Ew.
Crash out and kill the guy. And I don't blame him for doing that. Conquest was a sicko, he was a demon. And there's even other crash out moments in Invincible, like when Caesar was working alongside people like Sinclair, who were turning people into a bunch of robot zombies, almost doing that to William, the new Darkwing who killed a bunch of people, and he even put a device in Mark's brain which could potentially kill him. And the only reason Mark was against any of these men is because they were straight up criminals. He even used the reanimant to beat the shit out of the guy. If I'm being real here, compared to a lot of superheroes I've seen, Mark had way too much patience. He would get beat up and his life would be on the line 24/7 with people crashing out at him at all different ways at the extreme. And
I'm confused. Why is everyone angry with him? I mean, I guess I just need to watch the show. I also haven't played the Spider-Man games and I know they're really good. Usually the good guy, I mean, I guess that's how Spider-Man works. He also has loads of villains that hate him for absolutely no reason. So that was a stupid take.
Kept turning the other cheek and wanted to stay a good guy, only to see the amount of destruction they were causing.
Why is the main character's gal always an absolute rocket ginger? So jealous.
To see the amount of destruction they were causing to finally decide he's gonna go full vigilante. Which I get, look at everything the guy went through. Mark crashing out on the majority of crazy people he thought was just making sense. And if I was Mark and been through all the same shit, I would have been tired. It would have been overfired powers, believe me.
Holy, what a pull. What a pull. Wait. Rhett and Link fucking geek versus nerd song, whatever. Yes, I am a nerd. Yes, I'm serious. I don't know all the words. I'm not gonna pretend like I do.
I would have been tired. It would have been overfired powers, believe it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the final culprit of this video. And this person would barely get angry, but when they did, it was 100% justified. They would
Is this beyond? Is this the game?
be bugging at the most serious situations that we could all relate to, and they were just speaking facts. But without further yap, I present to you the one and only SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh. Not where I thought this was going.
And despite SpongeBob always being a happy go-to guy who rarely displays anger and ever
Has anyone actually ever watched all of SpongeBob? How many seasons of SpongeBob are there? 17 seasons, 340 episodes. You can't tell me you've watched every single episode of SpongeBob. You can't. What does new SpongeBob look like? Oh, it still seems to look the same. I'm surprised they haven't changed the art style by now. That's usually what happens to shows. Kind of ruins them.
ever actually throws a fit in life, it's always the people that never get angry that you should never anger, because these guys just start going crazy. Every time SpongeBob would go local, there was always a reason behind it. Like when Squidward was crashing at this guy's place because he was homeless after quitting his job at the Krusty Krab, and he was talking crazy to this guy. He was demanding drinks and entertainment off the guy in a maid outfit. He was sus, man. And the look on SpongeBob's face every time he would get asked something, he was fuming, fam. You can see the mob meter build up. He was about to start going crazy. SpongeBob was getting so pressed that he was spelling his food, get a job, and he still wasn't taking the hint. And cause Squidward wasn't listening, SpongeBob fully broke the roof.
They did an unemployment episode in SpongeBob. That's unbelievable. Zeus's law, though. Zeus's law. You gotta accompany every person that comes in, or something. That's Zeus's law, isn't it? Why did I'm gonna start knocking on Gal's door then and say, "Can I come in for some food?" She'll be like, "No, who are you?" And I'd be like, "Zeus's law." Zeus's law. And then I'll get the police called on me.
Of his own crib, dragging him all the way to the Krusty Krab and threatening Mr. Krabs like crazy, telling him to give his job back. And this wasn't the only time SpongeBob crashed out. There's other times, like Patrick not getting the footage for a movie they were supposed to be filming, and SpongeBob went crazy.
Hey, I've left the lens cap on before now. Alright, it's easy done mistake.
The guy was out here eating worms and shit. Or when SpongeBob got stuck in a ringer and Patrick glued the guy to it with Forever Glue, ruining the guy's day completely. All the time, Patrick and SpongeBob were looking after a baby, and he just dashed ice cream and donuts over Patrick. He was pressed there. Every single time SpongeBob would actually get mad, it was actually for a good reason. Even when Mr. Krabs was teaching this man how to make a Krabby Patty and he was bugging, SpongeBob doesn't even get mad like that.
Oh my god, this is just despicable me. Oh, I need to watch that again.
Jesus, I didn't realize how skinny his legs were.
Even get mad like that. Him and Patrick usually always bait Squidward and get this guy completely pressed every 5 seconds. But with every time SpongeBob would get angry, he was angry for a reason. And that's saying a lot because half of the dumb stuff these guys do are for no reason and don't really add up. But in conclusion, SpongeBob is definitely up there, man. He's up there. But now we're at the end, and these were some more reasonable crash outs I had. If you man got any more or disagree with the ones I mentioned, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate it. I love all you, man. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Okay, good video, reasonable crash outs. World record of most unrelated randomly generated clips being thrown on screen. Yeah, there some things just caught me off guard, but I kind of like the editing. My ears are experiencing one thing, my eyes are experiencing another. I need to go to bed. Yeah, wow, shout out Wiz. I love my British boys. Got to show love to all my British creators, including me, because I'm sick. It's so hot in my room, bro, you don't understand. Oh, sorry, it's just stretching. Alright, in a bizzle.